So this is why the Sea of Galilee and everything that happened around here is so much more important than I believe any other place you're going to visit on this tour. Now you really can say you are coming to the place where Jesus walked and talked, rather than things that happened to him personally. So as soon as we get over to the Capernaum, we will be able to see where those things happened. We will see Peter's house. We're going to see the synagogue of Capernaum where he was teaching it. So you have heard all your life about those places. You read about them. Today you're going to see them. That's what we want you to come, and it will make it so much easier for you to understand it after you have seen the Sea of Galilee. When you read now the scripture about the lake and what Jesus was talking about, and after you have seen it, it comes to your mind. Every time you read about it, I have seen it. It's not just something that you have never seen. You just think what it looks like. And that's what a pilgrimage to the Holy Land can make your life so much better and change so many things. That's what I believe will happen to you, and I hope that we can help a little in that. So this makes the whole difference. Look at this beautiful lake. I know there are hundreds of lakes in the world, but
only one lake is Galile.
But there's only one lake that is more important than I believe any other lake in the world, and that's this lake.
And all the lakes together.
Yes. This is the lake. This is a freshwater lake. Now you understand the meaning of the word living water. It gives life. It gives life. Fish is a symbol of life. And that's really what you have in this sea. And it's a big contrast to another sea that we have not far away from here, which is the opposite thing, the Dead Sea. See, this sea lives, gives life, and then we have 80 miles further down from here, another body of water that doesn't give anything. It's a Dead Sea. See, God created those two lakes, and the connection between them is a river. In one, he shows all what he can do to bless people, and the other one, God can show how he can curse everything. That's the parallel between those two places. And in the same country, you look on the map, where is Israel? There's not even room to put the name Israel. It's so small. But everything is concentrated in this country. This is the road that Jesus came down. Yesterday we passed right by this place. This is Mount Arbel. Look on your left. You will have a beautiful view of this when we go up on the Mount of Beatitudes. You will see this pass. This valley we are now driving through, this is called Gennesaret, Genosar, which means in Hebrew, the gardens of happiness. It's happy, it's green, it is living. And the people in this area, they saw the light, as it says in the scripture. He came and showed them the light. They lived in darkness. So Jesus came and gave them light, gave them hope, gave them future. And today we see the same thing is happening again. 2,000 years later, look at all this. This was all covered by swamps. 50 years ago there was nothing here but swamps. People were dying from malaria. And now look at this. This is paradise. Look at the kibbutz here. Kibbutz Genosar has been re-established in 1930, 1929. Banana trees, avocado, mango, oranges. But this culture that has always connected the physical with the spiritual, and that's why it stayed. And that's why they could always love their God and love their country. It's a connection between two things. Those nations, all those cultures, all those superpowers have disappeared because they had no spiritual meaning. They had no God. This was there, so they lost it. They were very strong, powerful, they won all the battles, and then they disappeared.
Corrupted.
Like they corrupted, of course, because they didn't have any spiritual. Nothing really kept them together, except corruption and money. What he was trying to say means, ours means we, against the Romans. See, the Romans, it's so, you know, the New Testament says Galilee of the Gentiles. That was to distinguish between Galilee of Jews and Galilee of Gentiles. And it was not because the Jews thought of themselves better than the Romans. It was just because they could not associate with them because they were pagans. Because they had a God that they believed he is a rock, is a God for them. This sea, by the way, is very low today because there is not enough, we don't have yet enough, we didn't have enough rain to fill up the lake as we really would like to see it. This is where we're going to be afterwards, there on that hill. That's where he preached the beautiful sermon where we get the view from. You know, the Sea of Galilee is called in Hebrew, still fishing. Still fishing by the sea. So he must have walked right down here, you see? Right along the sea, because that's already Capernaum. That's what he said when he called for the disciples. Jesus had heard that John was cast into prison. He departed into Galilee, and leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt at Capernaum, which is upon the seacoast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. And then it says, and Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he says unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So it was right out here.
Beautiful.
Right here, by the water. So we're going to see now where he lived and where he preached and where he taught for the 3 years that he was living here by the lake. And that's the town of Capernaum. Follow me, please. Go, I have to change her. We have to remember, I used to get them.
So,
this is under construction?
Yes, under construction. Let's stay here for a minute under this tree.
Yeah.
I say a few words. In Kafar Nahum, that's the name of this place. Kafar in Hebrew means village. Kafar is a village. And Nahum is the name of an Old Testament prophet, the prophet Nahum. So it is probably named after him. The village of Nahum. That's the meaning of the word, of the name. It is not mentioned in Old Testament. The name Nahum is mentioned, but this place is not mentioned. So all the information that we have about this place is in the New Testament. Again, you can see that Jesus didn't go to a city that everybody that is mentioned from before. He chose a new area. A complete new area, which was insignificant up till this day. Something new. No one has heard of it. The people lived in darkness. I just read to you. He came to give them the light. So that's when he chose these people. They were hard-working people. You know, a fisherman is very hard to make a living from the sea. You can be all day long in the sea and you catch nothing. But there's no other way. You have to feed your family. So this is the kind of people he chose to talk to. And he said, follow me. So you see, it's a complete new idea that he is developing when he chose this area. He was from Galilee, even though he was born in Bethlehem, Judea, we still call him Rabbi Jesus from Galilee because he grew up in the town of Nazareth, which is in Galilee, which we are going to be visiting this afternoon. And when they wanted to kill him in his own town, Nazareth, they rejected him there. He left Nazareth, he departed from Nazareth, and he came down to this area. And then he made this as his new area where he stayed. So when Jesus was coming into this village that we are seeing now, we have excavated here, the village extended over to this side. You see where that other church is. There wasn't really much here. Little houses where the fishermen used to live, and the synagogue. And the synagogue, that's where that building is. So this is what was here in Jesus' days.